and the world seems far too hard to face. You must hold on to your dreams. One day you will reach your happy place. Life has its ups and downs, but the ups are well worth waiting for. A brighter day is just around the corner. The sun is always shining, but clouds can stop us feeling its warmth. And here's the silver lining: the clouds don't stay in one place for long.
Oh, good morning, everybody, and welcome to another week at school and your Monday morning assembly. Now, we've had a good old listen there to a very, very special song, and it's special for lots of different reasons, which I'll tell you about. The first reason it's really special is it's written by a very good friend of mine, who used to work at Northowram Primary School. And I don't know, I think some of you know this lady. Her name is Mrs. Hamer, and she used to teach at our school. Certainly when I first came here 12 years ago, she was a really important person at this school, and she was really special to me because she helped to make me feel really welcome when I came to what was a new school to me then. And she wrote that song, and she's written it really recently for a really special reason, because this week is Mental Health Awareness Week, and we all have mental health and we all have physical health. And our physical health is about how we feel, how our bodies actually feel, and our physical health can be good or it can be poor sometimes if we're poorly. But we also have mental health, which is how we feel in ourselves, our feelings. And again, we can have good mental health, hopefully most days, and sometimes we can have poor mental health when we might be struggling with some feelings of sadness or worry or anxiety. And the whole purpose of Mental Health Awareness Week is to talk about the things that can actually help to cheer us up when we're feeling a little bit down. And Mrs. Hamer's written that song. It's called Hope. And it's all about looking forward to things. And the other special reason about this is that she has messaged me to say that she would like us in the future to sing this song and perform this song with our choir, and she'd like to help us with that. Now, at the moment, because of COVID, and we're not meant to sing and all the rest of it, which breaks my heart, so I hope it's not too long before we can again. We haven't got a choir, but very soon, certainly in September or maybe even before the end of the year, we might be able to get choir together again. And Mrs. Hamer will come in and she'll help us to learn that song, and we'll be able to perform it. And I hope we might get some other people interested in it, because it's such an important song, all about the good things in life. And the very last thing that's important and special about that song is that the beautiful voice that you heard on that song is not Mrs. Hamer's, but it is Mrs. Hamer's daughter, and she's called Chloe Beth. And Chloe Beth is a singer. And when I first met Chloe Beth, she was quite a young girl, really, and she hadn't gone off to study and all the rest of it. And she always had these ambitions about being a singer. And she came to school a couple of times to sing for us. And she's still at it. And I think you can hear by the voice on that song, it just sounds like it's come from a Disney film or something, how talented she is. And I think, she brings that message to us that it's so important to follow our dreams and do the things that make us happy, whatever that is. So it's a really special song, and we'll play it all week. We'll have a good listen to the lyrics, to the song words and what they can bring to us. In that section there, it was always like, some days things are a little bit difficult, but the sun always comes out, and every cloud has a silver lining, and there's good things waiting just around the corner, which is a really important message for us all, I think, because good things are around us every day, and there's certainly lots to look forward to in the future. So that's a bit of a theme for the week, but we're going to do a bit of a general roundup today before we get going with that theme. And I realised that because of the bank holiday, May Day bank holiday weekend, we hadn't celebrated the changing of the month into May. It's one of the easiest months to spell, isn't it? It's a lot easier than February. It's just got 3 letters, M-A-Y. So I expect you all to spell that correctly when you're doing your dates and titles and underlining them like we do. So somebody asked me this week and said, you haven't shown us the May picture on your calendar. So do not worry. We'll have a look at it now. And it's a bit of a, well, certainly the weather that we've got today, which is raining where I am, does not match this picture, because here is the wonderful picture for the month of May. Have a look at that. That looks like a really hot day. And May can have some really hot weather, but we haven't had any yet. We're down by the seaside. People are on the beach. You can see the cliffs and the hills in the distance in this village town. And people really enjoying the sunshine of May. And then if we have a little look at what May has to offer us to enjoy. I've scribbled all over my calendar. I use it to let me know what's coming up. So here's a gift that we've already had. That was last Monday. That was the May Day holiday. When it's a bank holiday, so people don't go to work and don't go to school. We enjoyed that, even though it rained all day. It's been a very rainy May, which is good for the garden. And then what else? Oh, here we are. I've just mentioned this. It's Mental Health Awareness Week all week, and we'll be thinking about that and talking about that. And then a really important day on Wednesday, we think it's going to be Wednesday, it all depends on the moon, when we think that the period of Ramadan, the month of Ramadan, that month of fasting that I told you about, and fasting and prayer, will come to an end. And it's a very special day for some of our friends and some of our staff, because it then will be Eid. And Eid is a time of real celebration. And I told you about that before. Moving forwards, next week we have got parents' evenings, which we can't wait for. Your teachers are really excited. I talked to them. I've talked to all of your teachers about your progress and your test results and all the rest of it over the last week or two. And I have to say, children, I said this in my Friday newsletter to your parents, sometimes when you turn the television on, it seems to be all doom and gloom, and it seems to be lots of people saying that, oh, children have got all this catching up to do and they've lost so much learning during the coronavirus pandemic. And I have to say that here at Northowram, it's just not true. You are doing brilliantly well. You are learning in your lessons. You are working your socks off, not literally, but you are working as hard as you can. And you are so clever, and your test results were brilliant. So in Northowram Primary School, maybe I should ring the BBC up and say, come and look at our school, because our children are doing fantastically. And we're really proud of you and your hard work. And it also means that all that time that you were at home doing your home learning and turning up there every day or coming to school, whichever it was for you, you carried on learning all during that period of lockdown. So well done, Team Northowram. You're fabulous. Anything else that we've got? Oh, yeah. And then at the end of the month of May, we break up for a week's holiday. For half term. So we've got, how many weeks is that? Here we are this week, 1, 2, 3 weeks, and then we get a half term break. So that's really nice as well to look forward to. So there we go, the month of May. I wonder what it will bring us. I looked in my almanac to see what the month of May, why the month of May is called the month of May. And it seems to me that most of our months are actually named after Roman or Greek gods, and I think the month of May is no exception. Let's see who it's named after. Why is May called May? Well, nobody knows for sure, but it seems likely that this month was named after the Greek goddess Maya or Maya. Now, we've got some Mayas and Mayas at our school, so did you know that you were named after a Greek goddess? How lovely. And the Greek goddess Maya or Maya was the goddess of fertility and new life, which really links in with the fact that it's spring, doesn't it? And her festival is still celebrated by some people in May. So May is called May after the Greek goddess, which means it was a lady, called Maya or Maya. I never know It could be either of those. And we should just check how many days May has. So let's make our month fist, tuck our thumb in, and then turn it towards us. And we're going to start with our little finger. And remember, all the months that land on the mountains, on the knuckles, have 31 days. And all the ones that land in the valleys have 30. So let's check. January, February, March, April, May. May lands on one of the mountains, one of the knuckles, which means it has got 31 days. And it is the January, February, March, April, May. It is the 5th month of the year, so nearly halfway through the year. Goodness me, that's amazing, isn't it? Now, I'm just going to do a little link through into the rest of this week's assemblies, because when I looked into Mental Health Awareness Week, you won't believe what their theme is. It's like I wrote it, but I didn't. Their theme for this year, because they have it every year, is that one of the things that makes us feel better and makes us feel good to be alive is connecting with nature. Their theme is nature. And Mrs. Scrimshaw, thanks ever so much for bringing this to my attention, because I didn't know about Mental Health Awareness Week, and Mrs. Scrimshaw said this would be a great theme for your assemblies, Mrs. Scarderfield. So here we are. And to link through, we're thinking about mental health and nature and how wonderful the world is. I'm going to show you something that someone brought me at the end of last week. I think it was on Friday. I love that you're bringing things in to contribute to our assemblies. Last week it was the eggs, the duck eggs, and the goose eggs. And this week is very special. And it's Henry from year 5 who brought this in, and he found it. He checked that it wasn't being used anymore. Have a look at this. It links in with what we talked about last week. It is a beautiful, neat little cup of a nest. This is a bird's nest, and it's okay. You can't. It's against the law to move or interfere with birds when they are nesting. But this one was left over. It was just in the lower branches of a tree, and Henry found this in the area where he keeps his horses. And I've looked it up, Henry, and it's so intricate. When you look up different birds' nests, you can actually find out the type of bird it's likely to have been. Now, I can't say for sure, Henry, but it's very neat. It's made of straw and hay and moss, and it's kind of lined with hair, and it's very neat, kind of round shape. And my research tells me that this is likely to have been either a greenfinch, a chaffinch, or a goldfinch. So one of the finches' nests, because they make really neat nests. Not all birds do. So they've obviously used their nest. They nest in April. So they've had their babies. They laid their eggs and kept them warm inside this nest, and the babies have all flown off. So the nest is not needed anymore. They wouldn't use it again for a second year. So Henry found this, and the really lovely thing that Henry told me was that, because he keeps lots of horses with his family, when it's nesting time, what they do in his family is that they put out on a stone where birds can get them some straw and some hay, and when they've groomed the horses, the soft hair from the horses, and they lay that out there, and they can actually see the birds coming to collect it to line their nests. And most birds' nests, I didn't know this, but I do now, once they've done their main construction, they line it with hair. And I don't know whether you can just see that inside this nest, that it is indeed lined with hair, probably the hair from your horses, Henry. So I think you've done a lovely thing there to look after the nature where you live. So yeah, nature's brilliant, isn't it? You know how much I like it. We're becoming real nature lovers in our school. So I'll see you tomorrow. I'll leave you with that brilliant image of this little finch nest, and we'll come back, talk about more marvellous nature, think about our mental health and how being in nature can help us. But in the meantime, have a really splendid day, everybody. Keep on learning, keep on doing your very best. I'll see you soon. Bye for now.